Hey guys, it's Kuzomari back with another live stream. Gonna be inking a page of Arms of the Dragon. Oh crap, what is that sound? Oh. Let's get these frames in here. Make sure that this is all set. Crap. I also make sure that my battery, my Apple Pencil's fine. Alright. No, I've been a little absent lately. I've been practicing a lot, and have also been just trying to figure out faster ways through practicing and also doing pages, trying to figure out the fastest way to get pages done. Because it's starting to become much more apparent to me that there's only so much time in life and so many projects. When you look at how many pages versus volumes, when you know how long a project's going to go on and only how much you can really get done in your lifetime versus how long projects will be. I want to try to get fast enough that I can, do everything that I want to do and be satisfied with the works I can produce in my lifetime. This time I'm going to try to keep an eye on the video so that way it doesn't end up kicking me out and it being dead in the air for too long. This is music again. This music's just kind of random music from the free YouTube library. So that way there's no copyright or anything. You can just use it. So there's some background music. Let's go here. Get rid of this. If you guys have any questions, you can just ask. I'll be looking at comments here in a minute. I'm gonna make sure I get some work done first though. So one thing I'm actually doing differently that I normally do with my pages, trying to make things go faster, is one, the practicing is, first of all, you should always practice if you want to get better at drawing. But I've been particularly trying to practice in a specific way that'll allow me to do very, very rough sketches and then be able to just ink over those rough sketches without doing, so skipping the final sketch stage and going straight into inking, essentially. And it's been going pretty good so far. I just need to make sure to keep myself, I need to keep improving so that way my line quality gets better, since it's such a rough sketch. Like, a lot of these don't even have faces really put on them. Alright, so I got these panels, right? Yeah, okay. Making sure they're the proper color. And I should just start inking. Oh, actually, I'm gonna have to. What am I doing? Alright. Chapter off to the side. Just in case you want to know, this is Arms of the Dragon that I'm inking. I'm published with Noir Caesar. Might as well go here real quick. This is Noir Caesar's page at www. We don't have to say www anymore. Everyone knows that. But anyways, noircaesar.com is our page. Arms of the Dragon, most popular manga here. And yeah, so this is what I'm inking right now. I'm inking chapter 5. And also, just to let you guys know that Ordinal Tempest, my second series with them, I just dropped my apple pencil. Hopefully it's okay and not dead. Yeah, so this is actually live. Chapter 1 is out, so definitely check that out. That was different. I've never done a chapter like that, so it was really fun. Let's go here. But yeah, I've also been brushing up on practicing because I want to make sure that I have everything fleshed out for when I start doing like my how to draw kind of series on here. Make sure I have everything squared away with my own style as much as possible. It's not going to be perfect when I start, but I want to make sure I got some stuff worked out. Some kinks in my own style. Okay, cool. Also, I've been watching Dragon Ball Super, right? And I don't know, it's really rekindled my younger self flame. It's been different. I'm remembering just watching when I was younger and understanding why I fell in love with it, and despite what anyone thinks about the series, made me realize some stuff about where I kind of want to go with my art again. Not like saying I'm going to be sitting over here drawing, Goku. Although I do want to draw Goku. Oh. yeah, I want to get faster at inking also, because not just to be faster, which is that is a very big point, but also I want to be able to get faster so that way I have the time to be able to do my YouTube video stuff for you guys and everything. And not gaming. Although I have been playing a little bit more video games than I normally do lately. Most people don't know this, but I hardly play any video games. Like, I don't even hardly play any. Maybe like 3 times a year normally. But I've started learning the importance of taking a little bit of time to do something to rest my mind in between, just as breaks in a day for like an hour or something. Let me look at the comment section here to see if there's any questions. Oh, just hello. But until I get a little bit of a flow, I can't upload like normal videos I normally do. I might be able to start doing it here in a tiny bit, but I'm gonna be pretty busy. But if there's any specific kinds of live streams you guys want me to do, like focusing on something manga related, because I can focus in on a specific thing or a specific topic for my streams until I can get into normal videos again. Oh, actually, I'm going to save that later. Found a faster way to do something the other day. You might be like, what the heck is it doing? Those lines are thick as heck and it's going over everything. You should see in a second here. All right. Basically here, there's supposed to be a metal fence behind it and a wooden fence in front of it, and it's broken through. Now, what we're going to do is select this layer, and we're going to go inward, and now we will clear. And now it looks kind of like a fence. See that? Bam! Alright, let's see here. Oh, whoops. Let's do it like that. Actually, yeah, that's right. Son of a gun. Whatever. This music's kind of funky. A little funky for my taste. Ooh. Really thick. And here, I'm planning on doing the same thing as I did with that fence to make a brick wall. Just trust me. super efficient. Ugh. Another. Whatever. All right. Now let's select this layer. Oh, what? Did I make a new one? I don't know what I did there. I must have selected wrong layer. Create selection. Go inward and erase. Voila. Probably gonna end up screen toning this so I don't have to put too much detail into these. And this, on the other hand, let me see if there's any questions here in a second. Let me just finish this page real quick. Or this page. Well, that was that fast. Oh, geez, excuse me. The fudge. All right, now let's do these. Huff, 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 huff. Oh. Oh, I must be. After these huffs, I will answer some questions, if there are any. Yeah, still do box. Let's create a selection from this layer. Oh no. Selection. And this time I want to go outward. Let's go outward a little bit more. Now let's go down here. That way you can really see them. Hup, hup, hup. This one is definitely not like that. Make it smaller, bring it up. Alright. Finished with that panel. And two more on. Yeah, it's good enough. Good enough. Oh, alright, see if there's any questions here. What's that, man? It's actually in the title, but yeah, it's Clip Studio on the iPad Pro. How long does it take to finish a page? Yeah, it's definitely hours. Like this sketch out took maybe, I don't know, like actual work time 20-25 minutes because I had to read the script, figure out the perspective of each one, and I had to figure out the layout of the panels. Stuff like that kind of slows it down. Trying not to have it be too repetitive for each page, trying to make it a little bit different. But yeah, it definitely takes quite a few hours. I've sped it up quite drastically. Right now, what I'm trying to accomplish is each page, actually start to finish of a page, without screen tones though, keep that in mind. I'm not screen toning them yet. But screen tones, depending on how heavy you go with them, can take like 10 to 30 minutes a page, depending. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it under 2.5 hours roughly to finish a page. But it also depends on how detailed the page is. Let's see, all right. Now, there's going to be an issue with these guys over here because I have not designed any of them. They're all wearing the same jacket. And you would know why when you see the jacket if you've read this story. But that's for you to find out by reading it. But I don't know the design of the actual hair or the people, so I might be doing that on the fly here. Well, I have to do it on the fly. But yeah, this is done with Clip Studio, just in case anyone's wondering. It's really great app for drawing comics or manga. It's especially great that it came to the iPad Pro. And as you might be able to tell, I'm not going super detailed with these pants or anything, or just these characters in general because of how far they are away. I mentioned this in some of my other videos. Like, when this is in print, I mean, you're going to be viewing it in most likely around this size. So a lot of this stuff isn't going to be noticeable to the eye, and people are probably going to scan over this page. I want to make the quality just good enough that it's not, like, it looks good, but I don't want to spend too much time on really, really small details, or else I'll never be able to get the stuff done. On top of, most people will literally scan over a panel like this in a matter of a second, because they'll just look, okay, he's there, and then move on to the next speech bubble. What kind of hair do? I'll do something strange. Not too strange though. Let's get his head shape here. That would be showing, because it actually, okay, yeah. Let's go black with his pants. We're 38 minutes here. Probably not going to be doing this too much longer. I'm going to keep this under an hour. I didn't even draw this other leg of his. I didn't even sketch it out. keep drawing these heads too big. Something I need to be more aware of when doing these kinds of things, or sketch out the proportions exact when I'm doing these. So basically, I'm actually not technically in inking stages. Normally, I do my mangas in, I pencil them all the pages for one chapter, and then I ink them all. This one, with how I'm doing it, since I'm skipping the final sketch stage, sorry, that sound distracted me like crazy. Since I'm skipping straight to the final sketch stage, I decided to do my really rough sketch of the page, and then instead of moving on to the next one, because a lot of time I won't know what the heck's going on in my rough sketch sometimes, I ink it. Because there's been a few times that I'll go really fast with my rough sketches or the final sketch over my rough sketches, and they look almost good enough to be inks, but I didn't ink it, right? And I did it with a special I did it with a pencil tool, so I can't turn it into something that looks like an ink. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a little bit more care when I do the inks over the roughs, and I'm hoping it will make up for it. Like, as you can tell right here, I'm going to take away these sketch lines. Oh, I'm also going to go here and turn this off for when we're on there. And it looks like my normal pages, you know? And I'm only going to get better at this as I go on. And what I'm hoping is through my practicing and my in this process, I'll get better and better at it to the point where I will be able to do basically just like skeletal structures of something like this, and then just be able to ink over it and just, you know, put some eyes in, stuff like that. Because if you look at some people's pencils, their pencils are almost as good as their inks if they do it right. And so if you just pay a little bit more care to what you're doing over these roughs, all of a sudden you get a faster process. Okay, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be inking. All right. I kind of want to get some more coffee here after this. 5:24. See if there's any questions here. Are you kind of sad that Joshua, about using my Cintiq? Actually, fun fact, I actually had the iPad Pro before I got that Cintiq. So I experienced the iPad Pro before the Cintiq, which I got the first generation of iPad Pro before I got the Cintiq. And then I got this generation iPad Pro while I had the Cintiq. So I was actually drawing on this before I was drawing on the Cintiq. So completely different. Like, I had the experience of the iPad Pro and the screen and everything in the Apple Pencil before I actually got to use a Cintiq for the first time. And honestly, Cintiq 13 HD, the screen is nowhere near as good as this iPad Pro. Just not even close. Like, it says Cintiq 13 HD, yes. I think it's 1080p or 1080, whatever. But just keep in mind that number. It says HD, which 1080 is HD, but we're talking about a screen that's larger this way. It's a large screen, and you're working very close to it. Your face is normally at least, you know, a foot and a half away from it. Unlike if a TV screen is 1080, you're sitting, you know, maybe hopefully 2 yards or more away from it. Normally like 3 or 4 yards away from it. And you're not seeing those pixels. You're not seeing them because you're just too far away. But this, it's just with the Cintiq, you're up so close, except for those other ones like the Quad HD or Full HD or whatever. Like anything above the 1080 normally starts getting a little less pixely, but I was spoiled coming into using the iPad Pro first. And once I saw that screen, I was like, what the? And also keep in mind, I'm sitting here looking at the Cintiq, and then I'll look up at my computer screen, which my computer screen is 4K. And that's like huge difference. Huge difference when you look at what the same image you're looking at on your Cintiq onto a 4K screen. You're like, okay, there's just a drastic difference in quality, especially with colors. I want to make sure this is a younger kid. Make his neck a little thinner. Pull this in like that. What am I listening to? This is a weird song too. I'm just gonna leave it here. Oh, fudge. Oh, what the? Why is that all the way up there? Okay. Oh. What the? Oh, I need to look at some other questions here. I can talk about them while I ink. I'm gonna be going here soon. I need to try not to keep these streams going over an hour. His hair is actually a little bit more when I think about it. This kid, his hair isn't like that. Just trying to get the side of his head here. All right, we'll look at some more questions. I only use black and white panels, or just I only do black and white. I do when I get colored pages. I do colored pages, like, but if I were to do a manga on my own, even for fun, I would only do it in black and white. One, is faster. Two, I believe there's something beautiful to it. I just really love it. Scribbling sound when you're drawing the Cintiq. That like I don't know. Everyone has their different preferences, you know. I actually kind of like that sound, and I like the texture. But I could see where it would be annoying for some people, for sure. So you're asking if my work is more efficient with the iPad over the Cintiq? Is that what you're asking? Because if you're asking that, I'd have to say, yeah, it depends. Whatever I'm really used to, honestly. I can work fast as a Cintiq, and I can work fast with the iPad Pro. iPad Pro can do, for what I'm doing, that like these pages, I could do the exact same thing on both, and I have the same setup on both, so I can do it just as fast on both. Um, the only difference is that when I shortcut keys, which I have it set up to do exactly the same kind of thing my gestures do here. So it's really not that much of a difference for me. Though Apple Pencil, I'm telling you now, it does have more. I feel it. I feel it, guys. It does have more pressure sensitivity than the Cintiq 13 HD, because that's also one of their older style pens. It's not one of the new like at what is it, 8,000 levels of pressure sensitivity, something like that they're doing now. I don't know, or 4,000. I don't know. It's really high. I remember that much at least. We're drawing a line here, yeah. It's, great. This guy's head. Let's do that. Let's get him. I should have him. Yeah, I'll do that. There we go. That's good enough. Let's see if there's any other comments. The Surface Pro? Ooh. I honestly have never used one, but I have heard a lot about, especially the old ones, about their pen not being not even close to as good as Wacom or the Apple Pencil. Because I actually I don't know why but it's just one of those things, it's pens are hard to create, and once you get the right formula, they stick with it, improve on it, and it goes good. They just haven't, basically it's initial activation force, which I've talked about before on this channel. It takes you have to press harder for the line to actually register, which is a huge problem in my opinion. That's ridiculous. Like I don't want to be gliding my pen on the screen and it not drawing. Like I'm hardly pressing on the screen right now. This is how big my pen gets. I'm a light inker, and it's really important to me and you can customize your pens to, do whatever you want. And especially with it having the proper initial activation force where it barely touches, like hardly at all, and it creates a line, like that wouldn't happen with the Surface Pro. So be careful with that if you're a light sketcher. I myself have not tried it, but I myself would also not recommend it. Because it depends on what Surface Pro you're going for. I mean, if you're going for like one that's, almost $1,000, you might as well get something else. There's a lot of other alternatives out there. I mean, I know if you don't have a computer and that's one of the reasons why you're getting it, then I would say get an iPad Pro, an Apple Pencil. Okay? But if you do have a computer and you're just thinking about getting something better, like so that a way it could be portable, um, I would say get a Huion tablet, although those I've heard have had problems with the initial activation force as well, but not as bad, not nearly as bad. I guess someone once said, I swear this guy is sponsored by Apple. No, I'm not, and I'm not an Apple fanboy. Yes, I do have a Mac, and there's actually a story behind why I got a Mac, why I ended up getting a Mac, why I didn't actually want to get one, but I ended up getting one, and now I have it, and I don't really care. Like, literally, for me, I just use it for drawing, and I'm not like, I don't know. There's not really a difference to me. I don't really care. Like I go on the internet on there, I draw on there, and the drivers work on there, so I'm happy. Not doing no programming or gaming on it, so. But basically, my viewpoint on why I'm always upping the iPad Pro and so amazed is because I've had that experience of where you're like, oh, I'm throwing a pretty penny at something, right? And I only have one shot and my money would be gone, type of thing. Back when I was getting iPad Pro, and I was like, oh, I'm taking this chance. I'm taking the chance, and it was pretty bad to the point where I didn't have the money for the iPad Pro. I leased it with my phone company, and I only paid like $200-300 at the time to lease it, and paid it off each month for like $25 from them each month, and that's how I did. I didn't have the money for it. No way I'd have $1,000 to drop. I mean, things have changed since then. But that aside, um, yeah, like basically I was scared when I got it, and I was wondering how it was gonna work, all that stuff, and it ended up working out great, fantastic, and I was so surprised by how well it worked. I was just flabbergasted. I was super surprised. So that's one of the reasons why I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Then I got a Cintiq, and I was like, wow, this is gonna be great. iPad Pro and a Cintiq, and then all of a sudden the Cintiq 13 HD was very underwhelming compared to this tablet. Very underwhelming. But I've talked about that so much on this channel that I'm trying to not talk about it unless someone asks. Sometimes I'll just ramble. without someone asking. Which I actually got into that subject even though you're talking about the Surface Pro. So essentially, I'm still rambling. I feel like his eyes can be smaller. Eyes look a little big and top of his head looks a little tall. Dang, this guy's taking forever to draw. Bazam! And let's do this and let's call it good on him. Now there's this guy. It's probably like, it's been over an hour. Look at that. Look at that, guys. I can never stick to what I'm saying. I could just stop right now, but I kind of want to just keep inking. But I definitely will stop here soon. I'm going to get off, get some coffee, knock out this page, start my next one. Start me next one. Let's see if there's any comments here. No, are you, Patrick, are you talking about this app? Or are you just saying, am I using Procreate sometimes? Because if you're, I do use Procreate. I have not used it in a little while because I've actually been sketching in a book with a pen, just a pen, and I've been using this manga, or I've been using Clip Studio to ink my manga because Procreate can't handle the file size I need, and it doesn't have screen tones. But yeah, when I'm actually not doing this and I'm doing personal works, I do them on Procreate. When I don't really care about file size or printing, stuff like that. Procreate is still amazing, so I really like that app. See some more questions here. Thank you for answering. Your answer, no problem. I'm trying to start a comic in Clip Studio. Do you have any? You're starting a comic in Clip Studio. Do you have any tutorials or have any references? I don't really have any references for tutorials. I kind of just figure everything out on my own, so I never really looked up stuff for that. But no, I also don't have any. I mean, you can watch my live videos. I mean, those might help a little bit. I mean, all you really need to know, see, everything else is skill and what you know how to do, other than as long as you know how to create a page, the size of it, you can create these gutters and everything. Look up stuff about cropping pages. That's what all this fun stuff is. As long as you know what you're doing with that, then, and you know how to do the panels, then you're good. Everything else is creativity. So you just need to know how to create the page, which is literally just do this. You could either do a single manga page, which is that you might want to start off by doing that just to get what you want. But for example, mine, let's go here, which creates several manga pages. By the way, this video is going to be re-uploaded, so if you want to relook at this information, this is exactly how my manga page is set up. And mine's 22 pages, Arms of the Dragon Chapter 5. This is all my cropping stuff, bleed stuff, everything like that. So you'd be able to re-see that when this video is re-uploaded. It'll be at 1:06:25. 1 hour 26. Oh my goodness. We've been on here forever, guys. It's even sadder because I got more viewers than I did earlier, so it's like, but I wouldn't want to like leave right this second. I feel like that would be a waste. See if there's any more questions. Listening to music while I draw or whatever makes me more productive. I used to always listen to music, like literally like drawing every minute of the day until I had to take a shower, even go to the bathroom. That was back when I was in my teens, but now I find myself just, I don't know. There's a while where I just didn't listen to any music at all. I hardly listen to anything. And I recently got to the point where I can listen to certain music for long periods of time, like piano and stuff like that. But honestly, there's a point when you draw so much that you literally listen to everything you've ever listened to like 10 times over again. And honestly, the songs just get sickening. And that's the point where you're like, I just need a break. Like, and your head's foggy. You're just like, I'm kind of done with listening to music right now while I draw. But right now, since I do this for a living, I do this a lot. I ink a lot. I draw a lot. I've been switching it up. So I'll listen to some music, then I'll stop, and I'll do it without music. Then I'll think of something that I might want to listen to, or I know that I need to get in. Basically, I use music to get into the zone. I listen to it when I feel like I should. That's pretty much what I got to. Or when I really need to, and my mind's just like wandering off into other areas, I'll listen to music that is really simple, like piano music helps me stay focused. Well, that took a while, guys, right? Am I right? That did take a while. Shoot. See if there's any more comments here. Thank you. Oh. No problem. Hopefully the page sizes help you. Actually, I just learned something. Like, when you export all the pages and then you go to crop them, I also have a specific crop size that I use for my company, the company I work for. So there's these cool little things called, is it here? Or is it here? Or is it here? I need to find it. It's not on here. Let's see. No, it used to be right here. I bet you anything it's probably up in here, like Windows or something. Yep, right there. Auto action. Auto action is basically something that you can record a setting, which I'll do something on this later on, like when I'm doing manga tutorials from start to finish, how to crop and everything like that. But basically you can create an auto action For example, if you have a page that you like and you always have a watermark on it. Let's just use that as an example because that's a constant, something that would be over the image, or you always had a specific frame set. You could literally push record. You would do whatever system like progress you need. So you hit record. You would make your canvas. You push OK. Your canvas will come up. Put your watermark on, and bam, you push stop for record. And then you'd have this action that when you clicked it, it would do that whole action in a row, and bam, you have the same size canvas and watermark on it. I used that to my advantage, and what the? Where's my, oh, okay. I used that to my advantage, and I created a auto action for cropping my pages, so that made it so much faster. Oh my goodness. Before, I was taking 22 pages. I exported them. I opened them up in Clip Studio again, and I resized them and renamed them 20 pages, and they register in pixels, not millimeters, so I had to type in two 4-digit numbers for 22 pages and retype the name for each one. It was ungodly difficult. It was just mind-numbing. It's not difficult, but mind-numbing. And I found a system where I don't actually have to type in the name either. I found a way to keep it the same and all that. And oh my gosh, I can export and crop my pages in like 20 minutes or less. I'm like, yes. What does this guy look like? What did I do with him? See if there's any more questions. Oh, yeah, what's up? I have not seen the 2018 iPad with facial recognition. I have seen the concepts that other people have come up for the design, which towards the release date, they're normally pretty darn close. And if they are what some of the concepts look like, I think it's awesome. Facial recognition, I could care less. But I mean, like, it could be really could be really cool, just having the iPad in front of you. Like, you go to open it and, it's open. So, I mean, I guess that would be pretty cool. But I'm sure it'll work better, even better for like iPads per se, because it's such a big surface that, I don't know, I feel like when you go to turn on an iPad, your face is normally pretty straightforward, or it's just, I don't know, I feel like it would be able to register your face faster, because your phone is always so like, I don't know, you might try to turn it off when your face isn't really in front of it. When you're going to turn on an iPad, it's normally to use it, like right there and then. A phone, you might be turning it on just real quick to like click something from a distance. I don't know, I do that a lot. And that would get really freaking annoying for me. But yeah, I don't know, it could be cool. Anyways, enough about the facial ID. I don't really care about that. I'm sure it'll work just fine on the iPad. But I'm more excited about the screen size and the power behind it. Good God. The power in I don't know what it's called, but their newest chip that goes into the iPhone 10, thing's a monster, and then they're making it stronger for the iPad Pro like they normally do. It's gonna be ridiculous. Like, this one's the 2018 generation, right? 2017 generation, right? This one's already really strong. Like, this one is the one that really started becoming like, yes, get the iPad Pro, this one can handle it. The first one was also very, very good, but it does hiccup way more than this one would with my workload. This hand is complete garbage, by the way, if any of you have noticed. This hand freaking sucks. I don't have time to sit here and draw it all day. Yeah, I'm really excited for the 2018 iPad Pro. I'm definitely going to get it. You'll definitely see my honest review on here. And as you guys know, one of the reasons why I'm such a big iPad Pro fan is because I was in a pinch. I got it. I was afraid it wouldn't work that well, and I was pleasantly surprised it worked great. So that's one of the reasons why I'm so astounded by how great this is. Like, it exceeded my expectations, because this is when people were really skeptical about it when I got it. Nowadays, you hear a lot of people praising it, and people choosing it over the Mobile Studio Pro. I mean, come on, that's big thing. When an artist chooses, when they have the money to go for the Mobile Studio Pro and they go for an iPad Pro instead, that's kind of something else, Oh man, this hand is just trash. Okay, goals. Today, I will practice hands before I go to bed. That's officially what this means. Hate to leave it on a bad hand note, but I'm probably gonna be going here so I can get some more coffee before it gets too late. But let me see if there's any more questions before I go. That hand is garbage. Am I using a G pen? It's I don't know, it's one of the pens that are already on here, but I customized it in here. Oh, what the heck? I didn't do that. In fact, yeah, I did not do that. I don't even know what that is. It must be a pen that was already in here or something, because I didn't do that to it. But I did change what the heck? Is this the pen I've been using this whole time? I thought I changed it. Did it? I don't know. I have no idea what the heck's going on right now. I am not sure. I literally made a pen that just had the right thickness for me and it started inking with it. Because I was using a specific pen that I thought was good, but I ended up not liking it and I switched to this one. I'm starting to find trying to find myself in art, trying to find my style, my inking style. And right now this pen, I like this pen. Basically, I don't want anything that can blow out too hard when I push hard. Since it's flying that way, it should actually be this way from behind. Oh, I started inking again. Let me answer the rest of these. I guess yours aren't even hands. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't like that hand I drew though. Yeah, exactly. Use your iPad more than your Cintiq. I mean, it's so convenient and it's just fast, and with everything on it now, unless you're doing something really, really big, canvas-wise, like really big, the iPad Pro is there for you to work on, and it's really simple, really fun. You turn it on. You don't have to boot up a computer, nothing. You just turn it on. It's there. So the convenience is amazing of it. So. Go get that coffee. I definitely will. So, guess that's all for today, but dang, I went 23 minutes over. I kind of want to keep these to at 40 minutes, but I feel like that's also a little short as well. I don't know. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want to see any of my other works, definitely check me out on my Instagram and everything. It'll be in the description below. So, anyways, guys, I'll see you next time, and hopefully I'll upload some normal videos coming soon. Stay drawn, guys.